Hello, everyone. In this lesson, we will learn about the installation requirements for water supply networks. When horizontal water supply pipes pass through load-bearing walls or foundations, and vertical pipes pass through floors, holes should be reserved in advance. For concealed pipelines installed within walls, slots should also be reserved to avoid temporary drilling or notching that could affect the structural strength of the building. There are two scenarios when introducing pipes into a building. One is passing under the shallow foundation of the building, and the other is crossing load-bearing walls or foundations. The installation methods are illustrated in the figure. When using soft cross-linked polyethylene or polybutylene pipes for buried installation of water supply pipes, it is advisable to use a water distributor for water distribution and to install the water supply pipes inside sleeves. In areas with high groundwater levels, when the inlet pipes pass through the external walls or foundations of basements, waterproofing measures should be taken, such as installing waterproof sleeves. Outdoor buried inlet pipes must be protected from surface live loads and frost damage. The thickness of soil covering the top of the pipe should not be less than 0.7 meters, and it should be installed 0.15 meters below the frost line. For buried pipes inside buildings, unaffected by live loads and frost, the distance from the top of the pipe to the ground should not be less than 0.3 meters. When laying pipelines in space, fixing measures must be adopted to ensure convenient construction and safe water supply. Water supply steel risers generally require one pipe clamp per floor, and if the floor height exceeds 5 meters, then 2 clamps per floor are required. The installation height of the pipe clamp should be 1.5 to 1.8 meters from the ground. Metal-made pipe supports should have non-metallic pads or sleeves between the pipe and the support. When water supply pipes are laid in the same trench or on the same rack as drainage pipes or other pipelines, it is appropriate to lay the water supply pipes above the drainage pipes and chilled pipes, and below the hot water pipes and steam pipes. When water supply pipes are laid parallel to or crossing other pipelines, the distance between the outer walls of the pipes should meet the relevant requirements of the specifications. Buried water supply pipelines should not be laid in places that may be damaged by heavy objects. Pipelines must not cross under equipment foundations. If crossing is necessary under special circumstances, effective protective measures should be taken. Water supply pipelines must not be laid inside flues, air ducts, elevator shafts, or drainage ditches. Water supply pipelines must not pass through feces troughs and urine troughs, and the riser pipe must be at least 0.5 meters away from the ends of these troughs. Water supply pipelines should not pass through display windows or cabinets. Water supply pipelines should not pass through deformation joints. If crossing is necessary, devices compensating for pipeline expansion and shear deformation should be installed. Plastic water supply pipelines should preferably be concealed indoors. When surface-mounted, riser pipes should be placed in areas not prone to impact. When unavoidable, protective measures should be added to the outside of the pipe. The layout of plastic water supply pipelines should comply with the following provisions. 1. They must not be placed on the upper edge of the stove. The distance from a surface-mounted plastic water supply riser to the edge of the stove must not be less than 0.4 meters, and it is advisable to keep a distance of no less than 0.2 meters from the edge of the gas water heater. When these requirements cannot be met, protective measures should be taken. 2. They must not be directly connected to water heaters or hot water furnaces, and there should be a transition section of metal pipe no less than 0.4 meters in length. 3. The clear distance between the water inlet pipe and the drainage outlet pipe must not be less than 1 meters. The minimum clear distance between the buried domestic water supply pipes and drainage pipes inside buildings should not be less than 0.50 meters when laid parallel. When laid crossing, it should not be less than 0.15 meters, and the water supply pipe should be above the drainage pipe. The expansion compensation devices for water supply pipelines should be determined through calculation based on factors such as the linear length, the coefficient of linear expansion of the material, changes in environmental temperature and water temperature within the pipe, and the allowable displacement at pipeline joints. Priority should be given to compensating for temperature deformation using the natural bends in the pipeline itself. When condensation on water supply pipes affects the environment and causes damage to decorative layers or items, the water supply pipes should be insulated with an anti-condensation layer. When water supply pipes are concealed, they must comply with the following provisions. 1. They must not be directly laid within the structural layers of the building. 2. Main and riser pipes should be installed in ceilings, pipe shafts, or pipe tunnels, while branch pipes can be installed in the ceiling screed or along the wall in pipe slots. 3. The outer diameter of water supply branch pipes laid in screed or wall pipe slots should not be greater than 25 mm. 4. Water supply pipes laid in screed or wall pipe slots should preferably be made of plastic, metal plastic composite materials, or corrosion-resistant metal materials. 5. Pipes laid in screed or wall pipe slots must not use detachable connections. Flexible pipes should preferably distribute water to sanitary fixtures through a water distributor, without any connecting accessories in between, and both ends of the connection should be exposed. The dimensions of the pipe shaft should be determined based on the number of pipes, diameter, spacing, arrangement, maintenance conditions, and in conjunction with the architectural layout and structural form of the building. For pipe shafts that require maintenance access, the clear width of the maintenance personnel's working passage should not be less than 0.6 meters. A maintenance door that opens outwards should be provided on each floor of the pipe shaft. Water supply pipelines that need to be drained should have a slope of 0.002 to 0.005 towards the drainage device. Water supply pipelines crossing the following parts or when connecting pipes should be equipped with waterproof sleeves. 1. When crossing the exterior walls of basements or underground structures. 2. When crossing the roof. 3. When connecting pipes through the wall panels or bottom plates of reinforced concrete water tanks, pools. Outdoor surface-mounted water supply pipelines should avoid direct sunlight exposure, and plastic water supply pipes should also have effective protective measures. In freezing areas, an insulation layer should be applied, and the shell of the insulation layer should be sealed to prevent leakage. Anti-freeze measures should be taken when laying water supply pipelines laid in rooms, basements, pipe shafts, and trenches where freezing is possible. In this lesson, we learned about the installation requirements for water supply networks. Thank you for watching.